This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. And to close out our show, we're going to spotlight a local concert from one of our recent guests, Australian musician Courtney Barnett. She's playing King's Theatre in Brooklyn tomorrow night, following the release of her latest album, Creature of Habit. Here's the lead single, Stay in Your Lane. Since the release of her last album in 2021, Courtney Barnett has moved to the United States. She's now an LA resident. She created her new album during a year in Joshua Tree, and she was tapping into nature. The album is titled Creature of Habit. Courtney Barnett will be playing at King's Theatre in Brooklyn tomorrow, May 9th. And when Courtney joined me in studio for an All of It listening party, I started by asking her what prompted her recent move to the States.
I think I get asked that a lot, and I don't really know. Okay. I think I just wanted a change in my life, and yeah.
What's the transition been like?
I mean, I guess, I wrote this album, and I spent nearly 3 years or something writing it and recording it and working on it, and I think, sometimes you don't fully realize what you're going through until you look back at the work you've done or whatever it is. So I think I'm probably still processing it, but it's been nice and just a big life change,
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, she recorded this in Joshua Tree." What does that mean to you when someone says, "Oh, she recorded it in Joshua Tree"? And how do you fill in that sentence?
Well, I was living out there for about a year, and I wrote a lot of the album out there, and Joshua Tree was just one of those places. When I first came to America in 2013, the first time I went out there, I really loved it, and I went back often and had these little kind of nice little kind of creative trips where I would write or make music, and I always loved it. And in the back of my head, I was always thinking, I'd love to live here at some point. So I think, just after COVID, I was kind of just like, just do it. Just give it a go. And otherwise you're forever going to be thinking about, the thing that you wanted to do, but you never did. And so I did it.
So you went out to Joshua Tree and you told The Guardian that you make a lot of noise when you're out there. Did you mean that literally? Yeah, because there was a little studio in the house, and I was maybe talking about it in comparison to my last album, Things Take Time, which I wrote in COVID lockdown in Melbourne in a very small apartment, and it was, I always do. It felt small and quiet, and this album feels kind of like the exact opposite. It was in the desert. It was loud. It was, arms open, just like a wider kind of feeling and sound. And so I might have been referring to that. But yes, I did make actual noise. How did that help your songwriting to be able to make that kind of noise?
I mean, there's something in that. There's something in that feeling kind of physically or energetically when you sing really loudly or make a lot of noise. I feel like it can feel quite cathartic and like a release in a way. Like a kind of shedding in some way.
It's like when you scream. You feel better after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's listen to another track from the album. We're going to listen to Mantis. Could you set this up for us?
Yeah, this song. Well, I remember finishing it in the desert. I'd written half the song, and I was kind of having some writer's block, and I was feeling a bit lost in the song, but also in life. There's a lot of that on this album, and I was
about to start writing for the day. I was making a coffee, and I looked up and saw this little praying mantis on my door frame, and I just had this really beautiful moment. It felt a little bit like a sign from the universe or from someone, and it felt really important to me in that moment. And I kind of stood there and spoke to the praying mantis for a while, and just it felt really important. And then I finished the song.
What did you say to the praying mantis? Like, hello. How are you? What's up?
I remember saying, just kind of welcoming it into the house and telling it that it was safe and I wasn't going to hurt it. And then we just, I think I just kind of asked for guidance. Yeah.
Let's listen to Mantis. That's Mantis by Courtney Barnett from her album Creature of Habit. I understand that Georgia O'Keeffe was a big inspiration for you. When did you discover Georgia O'Keeffe was going to be a part of this record?
Well, I think when I was in the desert, I realized I started just accumulating all of these books about her, and suddenly I had 10 kind of Georgia O'Keeffe books on my coffee table, and I read a biography about her, and I think I just that one of them was a cookbook, and I just felt really inspired by her as an artist, the way she kind of lived her life as an artist, it was kind of the backdrop in a way. Just I don't know. It felt like such a visual reminder of the album.
You should go up to the Met and see some of her work.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's pretty great.
I did this festival at Ghost Ranch in New Mexico where she lived and worked.
Yeah,
and we luckily at the last minute got a tour of her house. Because there's a museum there as well. So if you're ever there, I really recommend it. It was really beautiful.
Oh,
they kept it exactly how she had at her house. So it's really stunning.
How would you describe how she kept her house?
It was just the really aesthetically beautiful. Like the design, it was really simple. Everything was really simple and had a place. But everything was just beautiful.
yeah. I've seen pictures of her studio, but I don't know if I've ever seen them of her house. That's amazing. Okay, put that on my to-do list. Let's play another track. This is Sight Unseen. Who else does this feature? A musician?
Yeah, this features Waxahachie, who's a songwriter that I really love.
Let's listen.
My guest is Courtney Barnett. Her new album is called Creature of Habit. This is going to be released on Mom and Pop Records, right?
Correct.
And your last album was released on your independent label, Milk Records. You've since decided to wind that down. What did you learn from having your own label?
Yeah. That label, I think it was running for about 13 years.
Yeah.
And Mum and Pop always released my records in America, but in Australia and New Zealand, Milk Records was releasing them, and I mean, it was such a really big part of my life, and it was a really hard and sad process to kind of make the decision to close it down. But I don't know, I feel like I learned so many lessons, but right now in this moment, how to verbalize them, I do not know.
Did it leave you more room to be creative because you don't have to think about the bottom line in some ways?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think
that's what I would think.
Yeah, that was one of the main. I realized I was kind of splitting my my time and my thoughts, and I wanted to I felt like I was giving half of myself to each part of my life, and I kind of wanted to give my full self and everything I had. So that was definitely part of it. And I think, it started as such a small thing. It started just me releasing my first EP in my bedroom, and I would get an order through on the computer, and then I would get it off the shelf and walk it to the post office, and that was how the label began. So it was very it was very, very simple and small. And then, over the years, it grew into something really beautiful, grew into a bigger community of other artists, other musicians, and, people started working for us. And, it grew into something bigger, which is obviously great, but also really, really kind of terrifying at the same time when you're figuring out what you're doing as you're going.
Courtney Barnett's new album is Creature of Habit. She'll be at Brooklyn's King Theater tomorrow night.
And that's all of it for this week. I'm Allison Stewart. I appreciate you listening, and I appreciate you. I will meet you back here next time.